Hello, my name is Zhatelier, and welcome back to another episode of The Last Kingdom in Aurora 4X, and last time, let me actually check my notes. Oh right, we tried to invade Diamond, and that didn't work, so we decided that today we'll be designing some new stuff. Now, I've already developed some of the new ground units. Namely, it's the 3 different heavy vehicles, and then I designed new night squads. Which actually, we can probably obsolete that one and obsolete that one. So basically what these have is they have the basic genetic enhancement giving them a bit more hit points, so the enemies might not be able to kill them with just one hit. And then they have higher armor than the previous ones had. So that should be alright. So what we're probably going to be doing today is we're going to be designing the first, at least some sort of tank regiment probably, or we might even make a battalion just in case. Then a regiment, and then we'll make a night regiment, and then we'll create some sort of bombardment regiment probably. We do have the fire hurler and the defensive support battalions, but support strongholds rather, not defensive. But anyway, let's create a new one. We'll start with probably the tank, well, actually, yeah, we'll start with tank battalion, so... And that would be... ATB. Right, so let's have a look. We want to have a battalion HQ, but we can actually use the light vehicle battalion, charge battalion headquarters. Let's put in... We'll just put in one first. We might add in a second one if need be. So this one needs to have a couple juggernauts. There's the halberd, pierce, and rapid fire. So there's halberd is the kind of mid-tier, or the both combined heavy anti-vehicle and heavy cruiser anti-personnel, and then rapid fire is of course anti-personnel, and pierce is the anti-vehicle. So what we're going to do is probably add in... Let's see, we'll start with 1 pierce, put in 2 halberds, put in 4... Oh crap, no. Edit that back to 1. I want to put in rapid fire, there we go, and that would be, yeah, 4. So we 666, okay. I think I will put in some medium vehicles as well. Because the punchers are not all that bad. I mean, they don't have a massive armor. Whereas these heavy vehicles should have now the armor that only the enemy tanks should be able to pierce the armor. Reliably, anyway. Whereas for these, there are some other other stuff as well, I think. But let's see. Is there a massive difference? There is actually quite a significant difference in the size of these. Okay, well, let's put in a second Pierce Juggernaut. So now we have 202 points. Let's see, if we were to put in another one of these, 3 halberds, so that's 98 points remaining. That's not a lot, to be fair. Let's say, if we put in a second battalion HQ there, just in case, that leaves us with 76, which would actually be exactly 1 rapid fire juggernaut. So put that to 5 instead, and there we go. We have a 1,000-ton battalion of tanks. It's not a lot of vehicles or anything like that, but these should be able to do a lot of damage, that's for sure. Then let's do a tank regiment. ETR, there we go. So for this, we're going to have to get the static ones. No. Is that still infantry? Regiment. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Right, we'll put in 2 of these. Then what we'll probably want is a fair bit of. We'll start with, I don't know, 5 Pierce Juggernauts. And 5 of the Halberds, and we'll go with 10 Rapid Fires. So that's 2,000 tons. We'll probably increase this quite substantially then. I'm gonna make you 8. I'll make 8 Halberds. And 20 Rapid Fires. Okay, still got plenty of room. We might add in some... You know what, we'll go with the heavy vehicles. Still, so we'll just keep on increasing these. I mean, we may need to put in some smaller vehicles at some point to even up the tonnage a little bit. Okay, so now we've got 690. Let's see, we put in another 2 halberds, so that's 482. We go for 30 of those, and that leaves us with 102 points to put in there. Is there anything that we could... Let's see, if we put in 32 here, and then remove 2 of those... And then put in another 3 here, I reckon that might be really close. Well, there's still actually room for a little bit more. 82 points? Do we have anything that is 82? We got a Pierce Puncher that is 82, so if we just add in one of these here. It's not necessarily optimal, but like, at least we have it evened out. I didn't go ahead and design all the units, by the way, just some of the basics, because the armor hasn't increased. I mean, we do have the better armor available for infantry now. The heavy infantry armor and the genetic enhancement, but I don't think I want to place that for everyone. Right, so we've got the tank regiment now. Let's design a knight regiment. There we go, and now just put in 2 regiment headquarters. We'll put in 2 of them. How much is it, by the way, the tank regiment? Oh wow, it takes a lot of supplies. Okay, so we'll need a lot of, I mean, how much? Supply regiment does have 38,000, so it would be able to supply for a while, assuming that there's a brigade headquarters first, and then, yeah, okay. Oh, right, actually, that reminds me. Tank regiment. That needs to be... change rank. Probably knight. Battalion can be squire, yes, and division HQ's rank 4. Right, so where's the knight regiment again? Let's get back to this. So what we'll probably want is we'll want some decent bit of knight squads. All these later ones. We'll start with, I don't know, 400. And then we'll put in some rapid fire and night squad, or night rapid fire squads rather. Put in, let's say, 40. Still got plenty of room. Hold on, what does the infantry regiment? It has the night squads, it has footmen, it has pierce... Ooh, right, pierce squads might not be a bad idea, actually. I mean, the pierce squads actually don't have that great penetration, but you can penetrate at least the enemy infantry without a problem. Although, I think the night squads should be able to do that now as well. You have 15 penetration. Doesn't do a massive amount of damage, but that's alright. But yeah, we'll put in some... pierce squads, we'll go with, I don't know, 25. And then we can probably... Well, the rapid fire is actually not all that useful because of the small penetration, so we'll just increase the rapid fire squads to, let's say, actually, if we go for 100, that'll be a total of 2,000, so that is a fair bit. We have now 150 tons remaining, so with the Night Scots that would be 25 extra, so if we go for 425, that would take us to exactly 5,000, and then we'll just change the rank over here to Knight. There we go, so we got the Knight Regiment, and now we need to set up some sort of support regiment, so... Probably just call it Artillery Regiment or something like that. Although I know that for Artillery Regiment are actually not the correct term. But we'll have to roll with it for the time being. I might change that later. Right, so Regiment headquarters, we'll put in, again, 2 of these. And then we'll probably want to use the statics, actually, because we can get the medium bombardment from there. So fire hurler emplacement. So we could actually... Ooh, yeah, if we change that to fire hurler regiment, that might be better. So rename. So what is it called over here? Oh, it's LB, so light bombardment or something like that. Go with MB then. Right, so we got that. How many can we put in here? Well, it's 5,000. We could probably put in at least... Let's see, if we go for 50, not 20, 50. Takes us to halfway through. We can actually increase that to a little bit higher, although these take a lot of supplies. So let's say we go for 75, and then we'll put in some supply vehicles into the unit as well. Now these will be in the support position, but they should be able to actually fire upon the enemy artillery as well from there, if I'm not mistaken, because they are medium bombardment. The light can only fire on the front line, and the medium can fire front line and the support position from support position, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, but it sounds familiar. Anyway, so, right, we got, what, 1,000 tons? We can probably go for 15 to start with. At least if we have a little bit more. How much does the fire hurler emplacement take per 52? Okay, that's a little bit awkward. I could technically add in a one more, or you know what? I'll just put in some footman squads for extra hit points. So that would be 24, I believe. I know that the footman squads won't be firing at all from that position, but it's alright. They are fairly cheap to make. That should be alright. We've got a decent bit of logistics there as well, so it can at least keep the stuff running. So it's 7,500, so that's at least enough for a little bit. It will still be reliable, or relying on actual supply regiments, or the brigade headquarters and supply regiments to do the actual work. But it should be at least a little bit better. So now that we got those designed, I think we can start... Ooh, actually, this is a regiment. Change the rank to Knight. There we go. And now let's go ahead and start producing some of them. So let's see, we'll start with the brigade headquarters. Put in a tank regiment, which is actually relatively expensive. 500, that's going to take more than a year. Yeah, 1.2 years. Whoops. And then we'll probably put in mechanized regiment. The mechanized regiment, I could potentially upgrade that a little bit, but at the same time, like, they can do a fair bit of damage on the enemy. It's just, they can't do it alone right now. Or it's just, there's so much enemies in there that it's a bit of a problem. So actually, what I'll do is we'll get a... we'll get a Knight regiment. Then we'll get the Fire Hurler regiment and we'll get a supply regiment. So that's going to be one of the brigades that will be doing the assault next time. Then we'll probably have a couple of these, so the knights can be doing the frontline defense there, and they should be fairly resistant on the enemy firing about now with the extra armor and the extra hit points and all that. So they should be able to hold on. And not to mention the knight regiments do actually have a decent bit of troops there. So let's do another one of those. So one of these. Tank regiment. Then a knight. And fire hurler regiment. Where are you? There you are. And then we'll put in another supply regiment. So that's 2 brigades. Are we actually building another... Well, we're building a Pelican for quick drop, but we are not... Oh, right, you're retooling that shipyard, and that's going to take some time, but then we'll be able to build some more transports, although we are still a bit low on Gallicite. That is a problem. I mean, we probably have a little bit in places like... Actually, Caldera doesn't have a lot. Crocina Imperalis, on the other hand, does have a decent bit of Gallicite. And then I believe, yeah, Nagling has a little bit. 80s has quite a bit. We need to start trading that with the Faithful to actually keep the stuff going. And there's a tiny bit in Ecosucks, but there is going to be more mine. Actually, I believe I'm setting a new set of mines in here, auto mines that is, which will then be providing... Actually, oh right, it's a low gravity place. But it's too large for the... Oh yeah, 800 kilometers diameter. Okay, but yeah, we'll be getting a little bit Gallicite from here, and a lot of Corundium, and some Duranium and Vendorite as well from here. So that is always going to go into here with mass drivers, and then over here we will be expanding a little bit. I mean, we already got a little bit construction factories here. We'll be keeping increasing that. The population is pretty decent. And actually, Nagling, which... It used to be very small not that long ago. It looks like the civilian sector has been providing it with a lot of infrastructure and population recently, so there's actually 14 million available workers. I've now set it up so that it's a stable... I could even use it as a source, to be fair, for colonies. Well, I'll do that, because, well, they got way too much population here right now. I mean, also the Miners Guild have gotten a little bit of stuff in there, and Optical Mining Module is... actually going to be taken to here, I believe. What do we mine here? Vendorite and Uranium. I mean, it's a little bit of resources at least. Right. But now I believe we can actually... Right, let me get that up to the side there. Right. Let's take 5 a day increment. I've been trying to do a bit faster or longer increments now, just to keep the stuff moving a little bit faster. But it can still take some time. But yeah, I think the tank regiment should be now really good. Actually, if we have a quick look at the enemy ground units, what we know of them. So the medium tank, 40 armor. It does have the penetration to pierce the tanks. We've hit 221 of those. We've destroyed only 13, so they have at least 200 of them. They're still there. So we'll need a lot of tanks to actually destroy them. But we do have heavy vehicles, and... Ooh, the damage is actually rather hard, so these can still destroy our tanks if they manage to hit them. And they probably will. Then there's the infantry support tank, which is heavy cruiser anti-personnel, I think. Does have a decent penetration, but it cannot penetrate the knights anymore, so that's good. And then the AA tank can do... It can penetrate a fair bit, actually. But it's mostly anti-air stuff, but it does also a lot of damage. Then let's see... Artillery? Actually, let me open up this, just so that we can kind of cross-reference what they have in there. So, total artillery, 24 penetration, 72 damage, so it's probably a medium vehicle. Actually no, if it only has one, so it must be light, so is that a medium bombardment? No, it must be a heavy one. Yeah, that would actually make sense. Or long range, I'm not entirely sure. Actually, we can check it over here, can't we? Long range is 1.5 armor piercement, 4 times damage and 3 shots, so no, it must be heavy artillery then. that's bad, because they can then fire from the rear, and we know that they have a fair bit of these. Actually, no, we've hit a little bit of them. 3 shots. 24 penetration, so yeah, it's the double. If we open that one, we can quickly check, is that the... Yeah, it is probably heavy bombardment then. 3 shots, 8 times the damage, which would be 12, so... No, is it 12? I don't know, but it is a lot anyway. Then we got the mobile artillery, which is medium vehicle with... Presumably, hold on, 24, so that would be twice the penetration, and okay, so that's actually similar as to that one in damage. And these can still penetrate the knight's armor. The STers, we don't know about them much. We destroy a little bit of them, even in the ground combat. Then the anti-air team cannot do much against us anymore. The anti-tank team can. And we presume that there are still quite a bit in the planet. Construction vehicles we should be able to destroy easily now. Heavy infantry it has 15 armor, penetration of 12, so that shouldn't be a problem anymore. Not at least against the Knight Regiment. Then the infantry is not a problem. And then there's the resupply stuff. Okay, so other than the tanks and artillery, we shouldn't have any significant problems with them anymore. At least one would hope so. But it will take some significant amount of time before we'll have the troops ready, to be fair. Let's see, Mechanized Regiment trained on Viralis. We started training another tank regiment. Well, actually, that's the first tank regiment, isn't it? Yes, and that's going to be done June next year, so yeah, it takes a little bit of time. I don't suppose we can speed that up. I mean, technically, if we were to research the Crown Formation construction rate, but that's 15,000 research points, that's quite a bit. I don't think we'll be able to get that anytime soon. I mean, another option is just to build more construction factories, or Crown Force construction complexes, rather. So the problem is that we are really low on uranium as well, but I'll create one of those. How many do we have? We got 7 right now. Yeah, 8-1 wouldn't be bad. Maybe if we go up to 10. But yeah, we'll need to get some more uranium elsewhere to do that reliably. I'll keep stuff coming quicker. Right, civilians constructed another freighter. There's a maintenance problem on one of these. Oh right, that's Alexandrus survey vessel. Now, to be fair, the 5-day... Ooh, hopefully completed orders. Oh, Colada, what have you been up to? Or did you just get in here? Yeah, you just got in here. Right, I believe we'll be taking some more facilities from here. So let's grab research facility, and that is 20. So if we do 5 trips, we should be fine, because we got total cargo capacity of 100,000. So go to Durandal and then unload the stuff there. Go back to Colada and refuel. And then repeat that 4 times. That's going to take some serious amount of time. Actually, you don't necessarily need to go there for the well, you know what, might as well. Alright, well, let's take some 1-day increments here just so that we can reach the... Ooh, that was a long time thinking. But yeah, the increments are starting to take quite a significant amount of time. Oh, Royal Troop completed orders. Right, so that's waiting in Viralis for some new troops. Let's see, we got a comet in Andromeda. Actually not a bad comet. Let's mark that as a comet of interest, so to speak. Then civilian constructed, yeah, another freighter, and large one. Over allocation of labs, yeah, we just picked up a piece of lab there, and factory sold 240 abandoned infrastructure on Durandal A2. Oh, right, if we have a look at Durandal A2, so it's one of these, it cannot really, I can support 2 million pops there, and I believe there is, actually no, there's no minerals in here. There's also mines in there, which could actually be transported to the monitoring station, because this does have a little bit of minerals. Might as well mine them out and then send them to the excavation station. Actually, oh right, they produce everything in here already, but I mean, not in large numbers. That thorium is quite tasty, actually. My goodness, 23 million at 1 accessibility. Not bad. Although we're not really using the thorium for fuel refining all that much, at least, because we got pretty good amount of thorium harvesters right now. We haven't been using our fleet all that much, so we have pretty good stockpiles of it. But yeah, over here, is there actually any reason to keep the stuff here other than the installation? I mean, I suppose as a trade location it might work. Oh, well, actually one could just drop down some research labs in here eventually. They do have a naval headquarters over here that they've rescued or salvaged. Let's take another 5-day increment. We are technically out of time, but I just want to get a lot of it forward. But I think... Oh, crafting cargo. Well, I'm just going to go to the build cycle and give them new orders then. Between the episodes. Okay, crew training bones. Ooh, actually, that's not bad. And then one of the Seekers had a malfunction here. This is actually one of the older Seekers, actually. But yeah, we are out of time for this episode, so I will probably play forward a little bit. I might actually do something like a quick test against the Precursor, just to see how our point defense ships are faring against them. We should have the speed advantage, especially if we use some of the later Porcupines. So we'll have the speed advantage. We should have pretty decent against a small amount of missiles to be able to shoot them down, although the missile speeds are quite massive. But if we go for something like Emerald, or what was the other place? We can quickly check that on the map, can't we? Yeah, Emerald or Aquamarine. Actually, Aquamarine might be the place to go. Actually, well, yeah, Aquamarine is a bit closer to Barracuda. So we'll probably send some ships there. We will need to send in a... I suppose we could park the carrier in Turfing for the time being, while the Porcupines go in there and start looking for the enemy. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.